Canadian junk silver. Do you need some in your stack? I'm going to give you 5 reasons you might want to add some to your stack. Even my American brothers. Welcome to Ontario Stacker. If you love silver, you've come to the right place. All right, let's get into it. I believe junk silver plays an important role in everybody's stack, whether it's American, Canadian, British, or Australian currency. All of our countries have a history of silver in our coins. As stackers, why wouldn't we celebrate and add some of that history into our stack? And juice it up a bit. Have a little bit of fun with it. So I'm going to go over a few reasons why you should add a little bit of this to your stack. For one, it's fractional. If you're in a SHTF or some kind of a financial disaster, it would be very handy for barter for goods and services to have a little bit of this. I know there's some preppers out there watching this video. And fractional junk silver and 1 ounce bullion coins are the meat and potatoes of their stack, our stack. Not a bad idea to be prepared for anything in this crazy world we live in. An ounce of prevention is a pound of cure, as they say. That's why we're stacking silver, some of us. Second reason why you might want to get some of this junk silver. I know some people don't like that term, but it is what it is. There's no disrespect. I love this stuff. It's just a common term. We all know this. So, second reason, it's very recognizable. Everybody in Canada, in the United States, you know what this stuff is. I just recently got some of these Mercury dimes. I love them. I'm gonna start stacking these. I know a lot of guys have been talking about them. Super cool looking coin. I'm gonna get some of that. I even got some of this British stuff. Why not? I'm part British. My father's from England. He passed on some of this. This is what started my collection. These old junk silver coins. Some of this British stuff brings back good memories. So, like I was saying, it's very recognizable. Everybody's been dealing with this stuff their whole life, right? Everybody knows that's a quarter in Canada. Everybody knows this is a dime, right? That's the blue nose. A lot of people call it the moose, but it's actually a caribou. Member of the reindeer family. Doesn't matter. And everybody knows about the canoes, right? And our American brothers. Everybody knows about the Morgan dollar. And everybody knows about the peace dollar. Everybody's stacking. These are great. They've been around forever. Everybody knows about the old Mercury dimes too. I'm going to be getting some more American junk silver, guys. Don't worry. It's just a little bit harder to get up here in Canada. But it's very recognizable. And it's very easy to sell. Like everybody, oh, it's not as liquid. If you go to a coin shop and you're like, hey, I've got some Canadian silver and I live in the States, they'll say, yeah, I know what it is. I'll check the date. Yeah, I know. That has 80% silver. Boom. Boom. Yeah, 90% silver. Yeah, check the date. Boom. It's not hard to figure that out. So very recognizable. No reason not to get some of that in your stack. Everybody's been using this forever. So you're not going to have anybody like, what is that? Is that a generic round? Is that actually... You can look any of this information up on the internet and find out exactly how much silver content a 1953 Canadian half dollars has in it. It's 80%. All right. Anything pre 66 is your dollars, your half dollars, your quarters, your dimes. It's all 80% silver. 77 was a bit of an off year. Silver jumped up to $2 an ounce, and the mint freaked out and they stopped putting 80% in their quarters and dimes halfway through the year. So you end up with these People call these the Cougars, but it's actually Lynx. Some of these are 80%, some of them are 50%. This is a 77 or 67, sorry. So they usually just average these out to be 65 because it's pretty hard to tell. So anything 66 and before, you're good. I'll put up a chart later. We can. It's pretty. This information's out there. It's not really what this video is about. I just want to talk more about why you should get some into your stack. But you know, you should really be buying the stuff in your country you live in, right? You're American, you're going to be stacking American silver. Canadian, you're going to be stacking silver. Canadian silver. The Brits, you're going to be stacking the Brit stuff. But you know what? If you want to mix it up and try a little bit of that, a little bit of this, why not? It's all silver. Get some in your stack. So the third reason to grab some junk silver is the relatively low premiums. Now I know this isn't always true, especially with everybody's favorite, the American constitutional silver, where we've seen the premiums rise. Basically on all silver, American silver, the premiums rise. The American Silver Eagle has gone up, the premiums, and then the American constitutional silver, the premiums has gone up. But it's not necessarily the case here in Canada. There's still some good deals to be had on junk silver here, depending on where you find it. Now, some of the online stores are still charging, you know, relatively high price, $25 Canadian, which is about $18.50 and change American. But recently, I found a local pawn shop that had a great deal on Canadian junk silver. And, you know, you go into these places, guys, a little casual conversation can go a long way with these guys. I ended up going in there. I didn't find any silver, and I just started talking to the owner who had been in business for 50 years. And I was talking to him, and he said he'd been picking up Canadian junk silver for years, and he'd just been adding to his personal stack and not reselling it. And I asked him, "Hey, do you want to sell any?" Because I was looking to juice up my Canadian junk silver. He said, "Yeah, he would." And he told me he wanted to sell by the ounce, and he said, "I'll sell it for $1 over spot." When I was like, yes, instantly. I'm like, well, I'll put an order for 5 ounces right now. Whenever you can get 5 ounces in the store, I give you my number. I'll come pick it up. And my plan here with this is to get, 5 to 10 ounces a month until I get my Canadian junk silver stacked to where I think it should be. So I'm going to set a goal for myself to get 100 ounces of Canadian junk silver in my stack over this next, say, year or so. So another reason to be stacking junk silver is it's not being made anymore. The American stuff's not being made. The Canadian stuff's not being made anymore. And it's, there's only so much of this stuff out there, guys. And it's constantly being pulled out of circulation. I know the Canadian government pulls, there's a Newfoundland, 1919. Americans that, anyway, not just Americans, anybody that doesn't know outside of Canada, Newfoundland was the last province to join Confederation. So up until the early 1900s, they had their own money. But this stuff is silver as well. So I know the Canadian government pulls out all the old silver that they find when it comes through the banks. And even the older nickels, the 5-cent coins that are pre-81, they're pure nickel. So they pull all those out of circulation. So the governments are constantly pulling this stuff out of circulation, and there's just going to be less and less of it. And on top of that, a lot of people are grabbing this stuff and putting it into their long-term stacks. So I just talked to a few guys in the comments section that are having a hard time finding this at their local coin stores. So tell me what's like in your area, guys. Like, is it hard to find? Is the prices what the price is going for? I'd be interested to know. And give me a thumbs up too. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Helps me get this video out there. So what I really like about old junk silver is that it represents a time when our currency, at least the coins, were backed by silver. Everybody was a silver holder and a stacker. Like I said earlier, I started my silver stack when I was a kid with exactly this stuff right here. The hunt for old coins with the pre-66 date, it added a lot of fun and excitement into, my silver stack. And this Canadian stuff, I know the American stuff is great, 90%. Some Americans don't like the Canadian because it's 80%, but let me give you a reason why it still might be worth adding to your stack. All of this Canadian stuff breaks down perfectly into a 0.6 of an ounce of silver for a dollar face value. So 10 dimes at 0.06 silver content each equals 0.6 of 6 of an ounce for a face. These quarters are 0.15, 4 of those. Dollar face, 0.6 of an ounce. These are 0.3s, these half dollars, which are actually a beautiful coin. I really like them. This might be a better one here. It's got a little bit more tone, and you can see the detail. These are 0.3, so 2 of those is 0.6 of an ounce, and then good old Canadian canoes, Canadian silver dollars are 0.6 of an ounce face. So some quick math on that. 10 times 6 is 6 ounces. $10 face is 6 ounces of pure silver. You know exactly what it breaks down to. It's a perfect breakdown. Or if you want to do a smaller number, $5 face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. 5 ounces, or $5 face is exactly 3 ounces. Exactly. So why not get a little bit of that? Right? Why not get a little bit of that into your stack? I encourage everybody to try to get at least $5 face. Why not? $5 Canadian, face dollars. Doesn't matter if you're buying dollars, half dollars, quarters, dimes. $5 of it, you got 3 ounces Canadian. We're all stackers. We're all a little bit of collectors. Some of you guys, everybody has different reasons for stacking, but why not get $5 Canadian junk silver into your stack and have 3 ounces? It's like a nice little small goal to set. This being successful at stacking, it's all about setting these small little fun little goals and keeping it interesting, right? Why not try to get $5 Canadian junk silver and have 3 ounces? Why not? So thanks for watching today, guys. Helping me grow this channel. I really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Have a great day. God bless. Ontario Stacker out.